like the game itself. These big brands are competing against one another for consumer attention, but also for fame. And some use the current mindset of the world as a backdrop for their commercials. And some just use the mindset of the party atmosphere of the big game. So it really wasn't a huge surprise to see Jeep's Meet in the Middle campaign. It reminded me a lot of its sibling from Chrysler, the spot a few years back, Halftime in America. They both use celebrity cachet and an appeal for hope and a view looking forward. But unlike that Chrysler spot, I think the Meet in the Middle campaign felt a little preachy. It felt a little bit overwritten, to be honest. Perhaps, we're just too jaded by all the messages we've heard about coming together from the last 6 months. Perhaps it's the tribalism that it confronts, that by its very nature is not a unifying rallying cry. On the other end of the spectrum, or the other hand, were my favorite spots from Rocket Mortgage, featuring Tracy Morgan. I think they really understood this party atmosphere that the spots are playing through. So the spots were simple, they were disruptive, and they were genuinely funny. They tapped into the human truth that you want certainty when you're making a big decision like taking on a mortgage. The hornet's nest, the car flip, these were some of the highlights of any commercial that I saw, as was the Drake from State Farm cameo. So there were definitely a few that I liked. As with everybody else, there was a few that I hoped were better, but hopefully you enjoyed them as well.
After watching tonight's Dexcom spot on the big game, I have to agree with Nick Jonas. Finger sticks are definitely outdated. While the spot wasn't the most creative that I saw, I definitely have to give Dexcom some credit. They chose a great celebrity spokesperson in Nick Jonas. Not only does he have diabetes, but he's a perennial favorite. Second, they kept the spot fun. They tried to infuse some humor, which is really important for cutting through tonight.
Hey guys, just want to talk about a couple of themes from the advertising from last night's big game. The first is inclusivity. Brands need to, more than ever, show that they get it, that they understand that they need to invite more people into their experience, whether it's race, gender, physical ability, sexual orientation, really inviting more of their customer base and representing them in their advertising. The second is nostalgia, especially during uncertain times. This nostalgia can really help us feel more at ease, to really harken back to some better times. So using pop culture icons and celebrities from the past is a great way to help us connect with that feeling of hope and there will be better days. So a couple of themes that we saw throughout last night's game, but important ways for brands to connect. And at Mower, we call that brand as friend. So if you think of a brand as a friend, and you think about the advertising from last night, which brands would you want to be friends with?